Imagine the 1800s. Steam trains rumble across landscapes, factories pump smoke into the sky, and telegram wires hum with the birth of instant communication. But now imagine something impossible. Instead of telegrams, it's Wi-Fi signals in the air. Instead of quills and parchment, it's laptops glowing in candlelit parlors. Instead of waiting months for news, the entire world is connected in seconds. What if the internet existed in the 1800s? Would humanity leap centuries ahead or collapse under the weight of knowledge it wasn't ready for? To answer that, let's rewind. The 1800s were a century of transformation. The Industrial Revolution was reshaping economies, railroads stitched continents together, and empires expanded their influence across the globe. Communication was evolving too. The telegraph, invented in the 1830s, allowed messages to travel across continents almost instantly. Before that, letters could take weeks or even months by ship or carriage. But the internet, as we know it, is built on a complex stack: electricity, telecommunication networks, silicon chips, satellites, and software. None of these existed in their modern form back then. And yet, let's suspend disbelief. Let's imagine a sudden divergence where, somehow, the infrastructure for the internet appears fully formed in the early 1800s. Not gradually invented, but suddenly available. This is where our alternate history begins. The year is 1825. Steam engines are roaring, but in London, a strange new phenomenon emerges. Across universities and government offices, glowing screens appear, connected by an invisible web of information. Scientists, politicians, and businessmen quickly discover that with a few keystrokes, they can share knowledge across cities and even continents. The first users? Britain, then the world's leading power, with the world's most advanced communication network, the telegraph lines. But instead of dots and dashes, they now have instant access to information. Encyclopedias, schematics, news updates, even entertainment. Imagine Charles Darwin, decades before publishing On the Origin of Species, Googling fossils and conversing with biologists worldwide in real time. Imagine Karl Marx drafting his Communist Manifesto while simultaneously debating economists in Paris, Berlin, and New York through email chains and forums. The divergence point is not just technological, it's intellectual. Humanity suddenly leaps centuries into the future. At first, the internet becomes a tool of the elite. Monarchs, scientists, and industrialists wield it to expand their power. The British Empire, already vast, now controls not only oceans and colonies, but information. They monitor colonies through encrypted networks, coordinate trade instantly, and manipulate global politics with an efficiency other nations can't match. But the internet doesn't stay hidden. Word spreads, and soon, revolutionaries, activists, and ordinary citizens begin to use it. By the 1830s, uprisings across Europe, the same ones we know from real history, are supercharged. Leaders of the 1848 revolutions coordinate on online forums, bypassing censors and uniting movements across countries. Imagine Irish rebels, Indian independence activists, and French Republicans all sharing strategies in encrypted chat rooms. Suddenly, empires are not just fighting armies, they're fighting viral ideas spreading at light speed. Economically, things explode. Factories don't just innovate slowly, they exchange blueprints instantly. Steamships are optimized, trains multiply, and medicine advances decades faster as doctors share discoveries in real time. But there's a dark side: misinformation. Just as today, conspiracy theories spread. In an era without mass education, people may be even more vulnerable to hoaxes and manipulation. Religious groups warn that the World Web is the devil's work. Governments scramble to censor content. The struggle between freedom and control begins a century early. Fast forward to the mid-1800s. The American Civil War breaks out, but now Abraham Lincoln delivers live-stream speeches to the entire nation. Confederate and Union newspapers don't just print, they post online. Soldiers at the front read war updates on tablets powered by steam-generated electricity. Would the war end faster or drag on longer due to propaganda and misinformation? Perhaps slavery collapses more quickly as abolitionist movements go viral worldwide. In Europe, the balance of power shifts. Nations that adapt to the internet like Britain, France, and Prussia, leap ahead. But empires slow to adopt, like the Ottomans or Qing China, fall even faster. Imagine China's Taiping rebellion fueled by social media networks, mobilizing millions through online sermons. By the late 1800s, the Second Industrial Revolution is turbocharged. With internet-driven collaboration, electricity spreads faster, aviation arrives decades earlier, and medicine leaps into modernity. Penicillin? Discovered not in the 1920s, but perhaps in the 1860s. Airplanes? Flying above Europe before 1900. But there's another ripple: global wars. With accelerated tech, machine guns, tanks, and chemical weapons might arrive by the mid-19th century. World War I could erupt not in 1914, but in 1860, armed with weapons far deadlier than history recorded. And now we arrive at 2025, in this alternate world. Humanity has had the internet for 200 years. Generations have grown up in a hyper-connected society where information has always been instant. Education is radically different. Children in the 19th century were already learning through online classrooms. Globalization happens a century early. By 1900, cultures are already blending, music and art flowing across continents via online platforms. By 1950, artificial intelligence and robotics are realities, not fantasies. By 2000, humans are colonizing Mars. So in 2025, this world looks shockingly advanced. Picture flying megacities drifting above Earth, powered by fusion reactors perfected a century ago. Diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's, long eradicated, entire ecosystems restored through advanced AI environmental systems. But there's a shadow. The struggles we face today, privacy, disinformation, surveillance, have also been magnified for 2 centuries. Governments learned to weaponize the internet long before our timeline. In this alternate 2025, digital empires rival physical ones. The balance between freedom and authoritarian control has never been shakier. And yet, the dream of knowledge uniting humanity is alive. So here's the big question. Would this world, fueled by centuries of hyper-connected innovation, be a utopia of progress or a dystopia of control? Would the internet in the 1800s have saved humanity centuries of struggle or destroyed us before we ever had a chance? Tell me what you think in the comments. Would you want to live in this alternate 2025, or are you glad history took the slower path?